What's up, degenerates? Right, what a weekend of golf we have coming up. I have to say, really excited about this one. Another major, Conor Gartland. Come on, get the vibes going. What a weekend we have in store.
Oh, the Open, the 150th Open at St Andrews. What a weekend of golf we have in store. You know, this is the big major. I know everyone loves the Masters, but the history of the Open, you know, at the home of golf this year, you know, we're in for a treat. It looks as if the weather's going to be okay, maybe rain one of the days, but it looks as if it's just going to be a nice, clear weekend, maybe a little bit of wind. But Jesus, yeah, this is the weekend. If you want to watch golf, this is the tournament you want to watch, the Open Championship.
Yeah, 4 days of addiction. As I said before, it's just like people meditate to keep them relaxed. I just have a golf bet. I get 4 days of chill out of it until a Sunday. Then you have the either the ups or the downs. But hey, looking ahead, so Conor, at a serious weekend, really interesting. We see a player you were tipped up a couple of weeks ago who's gone on a burner since. Sander, so he's heading the bet. Well, he's up there. I see Rory's heading the betting at 8-1. Sander Scheffler, I think he's around 12s, and Scott, he's up there as well. So you kind of have the big names up there. Spieth after coming back to a bit of life as well. Where is it this weekend with you? An amazing tournament. Have you a strong angle in this weekend?
Yeah, like I think this weekend of all, you have to look maybe the top of the leaderboard. They're not up at Rory, but you know, too short for me. But definitely you could see Rory, you know, doing well the weekend. Again, if you can get away the first 2 days, having decent enough rounds, put himself in contention, St Andrews could be a course that he could just, you know, overpower. You know, it's not long and, you know, modern standards. The rough isn't high. It's the bunkers really come into play a lot. Sander is playing unbelievable golf since I put him up, Jason. I can see it. I haven't been on him since.
So unlucky just to have him the week before, but maybe he was watching the show and got a bit of inspiration from the support.
No, he's playing brilliant. But like, I think anyone there, like even Spieth, as you were saying, even the likes of Zalatoris. But I think a bit of price has gone. A few people are kind of latching onto, like, my headline selection is DJ this week. I think, I think DJ this week. So like he's 30-1 now with 8 places. You know, if you go back to
that's interesting this week, yeah.
Yeah, like if you go back to 2015, the last time I was played here, like DJ was leading after the first 2 rounds. He was leading after round 1 and leading after round 2. And it was the split the Saturday when he got caught in that real bad weather. And I think it was him and Spieth. And if I remember, I think it might have been Jason David on the Saturday morning. And literally the ball couldn't stay in the green. The wind was howling, you know, the balls were moving on the green. When they were getting up to line up a putt, it was starting to oscillate, you know, it was going, you know, you're chipping it up to a slope and the wind was just catching it, bringing it back down to him. And, you know, he was very unlucky that weekend that he got caught out because he was playing excellent golf the first 2 rounds. And like DJ now, okay, with the Live Tour, I don't really look too much into that.
I wanted to ask you, wouldn't it be interesting if he won it? With all that's going on with Live and stuff.
Yeah, and like, yeah, with the Live what's going on, and you can definitely hear, you're hearing stories now that there's at the Irish Open there was a bit of trouble in the locker room with some of the Live players and, you know, with some of the DP World Tour players that they weren't too happy that they were kind of trying to get playing the Scottish Open. I think last weekend as well with Poulter and Justin Harden, I think there was meant to be a few ruffles and feathers there that players weren't too pleased that they were kind of double dipping, shall we say, looking at kind of getting big money from one tour and coming in and getting money off the other tour. But yeah, DJ, I think now, I think he would love to win it. I think he would just love to kind of nearly, you know, that's his persona. He just loves to be the villain nearly, you know, he doesn't really care too much. He just shrugs his shoulders off things. And in fairness, he's playing well at the moment. You know, he teed up in the US Open where he was 24th. And that weekend, you know, he showed signs that his ball strike was coming, like his irons are very, very good. And then the 2 Live events, now there's not much stats for them, but he's been top 10 in 2 of them. And off the tee, he's been ranked number 1. So it's showing that, you know, he's getting his drive and it's done well and his irons are kind of coming back to a bit of form. And like, as I said, like with the likes of St Andrews, very open course, you know, wide enough fairways, not much rough. You know, if DJ's on one of his hot ones this weekend, you know, I definitely see him contending. I definitely think he should be thereabouts. bar if he doesn't get a bad weather draw like the last time. And it doesn't look as if there might be a draw, boys, but again, it's Tuesday. The weather can change up until the weekend. But I definitely like DJ now. He'd be a big shell. Like he'd be 4 points each way, I think, this weekend. I think he's a strong one this weekend and for me.
Right, and he's what, 33 to 1, is it? I don't know.
He's 30 to 1 now. That's what Boyle's 8 places.
8 places. A quick word on 𝗁 𝗁𝘀 this weekend. I really like him. I just want to touch on last weekend, right? He missed the cut, right? He could have easily shot 5 under the same day. He missed the cut. He gave himself plenty of chances, but just he literally played brilliant golf, just couldn't get it done on the green. And then, obviously the wheels fell off a bit later in the round. And I think he ended up 5 over, was it? Or something,
5 or 6, yeah.
Over, he ended up anyway. But I just think this weekend, look, I backed him for it there already, and I just thought this weekend, I am worried about one thing with this one. He was someone on the Sky Sports coverage, or what, I don't know whether it was him or someone said that he had loads of friends in around Scotland and he was going to hang out with them for the week and check out a few bars. So I hope he was going to check them out after the Open.
Yeah, no, I think now, I think 𝗁𝘀, but if I remember from last weekend, I think he never got caught in that bad draw in Scotland as well. I think he got caught out in the wind.
That's right.
And that played a big factor as well. And I wouldn't look too much into a bad tournament in Scotland. Like if you look at 𝗁𝘁 last year when he won the Open, he played awful in Scotland. He played the week before, and like that, he couldn't hold anything on the greens. His putting was awful. He said he couldn't get the pace of links greens. He was hitting them too hard. Then he wasn't hitting them hard enough. The slopes, like 𝗁𝘀, he just seems to be a contender in every major. He's straight off the tee. He's long. He's probably one of the best iron players. Like stroke gain, approach, greens regulations. He's just excellent. And like it's the putting as always. But like to me, that's not a bad thing. He's found last week playing the links, the Scottish Open. Okay, this is how to read the greens. This is how to hit and play the greens. If the only thing that I could say, the greens in St Andrews will probably be slower, and because they do not want it to happen where the wind picks up the greens, then they're playing them too fast, and you can't control the ball on the green. They won't want that happening again after what happened in 2015. They've had fast greens, wind came in, you couldn't get the ball on the green. Yeah, no, I think 𝗁𝘀, to me, he's one of these, till he gets over the line on the PGA Tour, I think the value in his price is going to always be very poor, which I think he's 22 to 1, 20 to 1. But I definitely can see him. 25s, yeah.
Yeah, I know. The reason I don't know, like sometimes in sport, you can have all your opinion and you want, but you just get a gut feeling some weeks that, this week this could be the week where, now I've had that gut feeling with him a couple of times, but I don't know. Look, I just think, mentioning about having so many friends in Scotland, really love to see the place. I was getting the vibe that, there could be a lot of support here for him. There could be, it could be a big weekend. Obviously he has to prove he can get across the line, which he hasn't proved yet. He went 2 shots up. He went 2 shots up on the Sunday in the last major, and he dropped them, I think, the very next 2 holes. So, you know what I mean? It was frustrating for him when Matt Fitzpatrick won. I think was it the 11th or 12th? Was it the 12th hole? He took a 2-shot lead and he had lost by the 3rd.
So he took a 2-shot lead in the 12th, and it was gone by the 15th.
Yeah, he was gone. You know what I mean? So like that is a worry too, because you're thinking when you get into that position, you want a player that can at least scramble a par with one of the 2 bogeys. Anyway, look, it is for me. If anything else, anyway, look, I'm gonna plow into him this weekend, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't. But I will have a few quid definitely on DJ, 100%. I think if you're going 4 points each way, we better take a look at that. Anything else, Conor, that is there?
Yeah. So I'm going back again to Christian Besadenhout. Now I put him up last week, and he's 80 to 1, 8 places, so point each way with Boyles again. He wasn't great his tee to green wasn't great Thursday and Friday, which is show, you know, his fourth round was very poor. But the weekend, he knuckled down. He ranked #1 on the greens in the putting average on the greens, which, as I said, you know, when I was speaking about him last weekend, when the John Deere, he'd done exactly the same. He can get very hot with a putter, and you know, he's shown a liking to link style greens. As I said, they're a bit slower, so he can be a bit more aggressive. But he showed over the weekend as well his driving. So his off the tee game was very good. He's a long enough player for links, but he's very accurate. So, like as I said, it's not the rough really around St Andrews, it's the bunkers, and the bunkers placed very well at kind of 320-yard markers, the 300-yard mark. They have them placed very well. That, you know, if you do spray one or you get the wrong bounce on a slope, if you feed into one of those pop bunkers in a fairway, you're going to struggle to get anywhere near the green. You're just really hacking it out for a layup, you know. But I think 𝗂𝘂𝗀𝘂𝗀𝘂 now, as I said, he wants to get back in that top 50 in the world. He's just shown signs to me that there's definitely a very, very good performance coming. Like he was, I think, did he finish in the end 13th last week? There's really a very good performance. If it's not this week, you know, and the Open, you'll always get someone that will go out in the first stage, shoot a low one, and always stay around. Like Paul Dunn did it a few years ago. Sure, he was leading it in onto the Sunday, and he was an amateur. You know, so these golfers that you want, and the South Africans have great records. You know, Louis won here back in 2015. The South Africans have always a good record in the link style courses. So 𝗂𝗵𝗂𝘂𝗀𝘂𝗀𝘂 is definitely one to keep an eye on for this week and for a couple of, for a few more weeks down the line, because he's definitely teetering on to a very, very good performance, and I think he could be someone that can get a win very soon.
Yeah, and until they win, he'll always hold value in the price. Like a lot of these players, as you're saying there, when we're discussing value, it is a great angle. If you do like a kind of a small bit under the radar player, even when he has a good week, they still have him above the big prices. And it's finding, it's just nailing your colours to him. On the right weekend and taking all the bookies' money. But it's nice. But really enjoy them. I'm going to have a bet on them 2 selections today as well, lads. Look, I like Zalatoris. Conor's made a good case for his. I am going to really enjoy the weekend, win, lose or draw. It's going to be a great tournament. Would be nice to collect some money, but if not, it's just 4 days of brilliant action. Tune in and enjoy. Conor, as always, thanks for coming on, and let's hope we can collect some of the greedy bookies' money this week.
Fingers crossed.